FA presents The Inner Circle.
And away we go!
Starring Coach Ant and Coach Rel.
How y'all doing today? This is our Friendly Advice podcast, The Inner Circle, and y'all know how we get. We're going to ask the honest, the open, the transparent questions. Hopefully, the vulnerability could be breakthrough for many of y'all. My name is Coach Ant, Minister Ant, whatever you want to call me.
I'm Coach Rel. Thank you for tuning into The Inner Circle. And today's special guest is...
My name's Ariana.
Hi,
Okay.
Ariana.
Appreciate Ariana being with us today.
I like your sweater.
Thank you.
What did it say?
Faith over fear.
Okay. See, these are the type of conversations I like to have right here. All right, so let's, as always, we start from the very beginning.
Mhm.
Tell us about, like, your upbringing.
Mhm.
You can start there, your upbringing. Where you from?
Okay. So I am from Pleasantville, New Jersey. I grew up with two of my siblings. I am 5 out of 6. My parents were together until I was like 11, and then they separated. Then my mom raised me. My siblings were out of the house because my sister is 6 years older than me. So I don't remember a lot about my childhood, but I remember something. So that's a little bit about like my upbringing.
Okay. So you said your parents separated 11,
Mhm.
11 years old.
Yeah.
And you don't remember much about your childhood. Typically, people can remember a lot about their childhood. So is it any reason in particular why you kind of blanked out certain things in your childhood?
I think I only remember like traumatic things that have happened in my past, like when I was a
Mm.
child. So I don't know why I kind of blacked it out. I'm trying to still figure that out. I keep asking God to like reveal the past to me so I can heal from whatever it is. But
Okay.
yeah.
What was the first traumatic thing that you kind of dealt with from what you could remember from your memory?
So it was a fight between my parents, and I was like 4
Mm.
or 5, because I used to sleep with my parents when I was younger. So they had got into an altercation, and that's like the first thing that I remember.
Okay. Was it like verbal abuse, physical abuse?
I mean, it was a lot of verbal. There was times where it could have gotten physical, but
Okay.
yeah.
And if you could remember during that time, how did that kind of affect you mentally? And then how did it kind of change the trajectory of how you think from that point forward?
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
How did it affect you, like, as far as mentally? And how did it change your thinking, your mindset from that point forward? As far as your parents or just the
Mhm.
household being safe?
So I feel like it affected me it has affected me my entire life. And I didn't realize that it was affecting me because of the relationships that I got in after like witnessing that with my parents. So for me, I feel like it affected my life a lot in every area, from the age of kind of when they separated, because that's when I kind of went on a spiral.
I was just having this talk with one of the guys that I kind of mentor.
Mhm.
And it's this African proverb that I always like to bring up when people was dealing with like childhood trauma.
Mhm.
And how it goes is a child from the village will burn it down just to feel his own warmth.
Mhm.
Sometimes in that, as a child, we remember certain things and they kind of stick with us over time. The verbal abuse, the physical abuse, the mental abuse, the emotional abuse that we deal with. Another thing that I said to him that we discussed is a child's first enemy is an unhealed parent. So when I say these sayings to you, what do you think about in your childhood that kind of sticks out to you that equates or correlates to those things? Other than that traumatic incident that you named, what's another traumatic incident where you was either seeking validation or attention or your parent became an enemy of you?
I think that it was when my dad left the house. That would be
What age?
one of them. 11. So it was like my mom became the enemy though. It's weird. So my dad left, and my dad kind of liked to play house. So it's like he'll go meet another person and then that's his home. So I think I had like resentment towards my mom because of the way that she was kind of healing from being separated from her dad. So I was angry with my mom. I don't know why. Maybe I blamed her. I don't know what it was or what it is, but
What
Okay.
was it that she was doing?
Honestly, she wasn't really doing much. My mom had some behaviors that were a little toxic, but I don't feel like she was there in certain areas. Like, I feel like she was going through her own things. And then I want to say once my sister went to college, it was kind of hard for her to adjust to the way that I was kind of reacting to everything that was going on. So
What parent do you look most like?
I want to say my mom, but people tell me my dad.
Do you
So
do you think that had some? Do you think your mom had some resentment towards you because you look like your father?
no.
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
My mom was always there for me. I just feel like she didn't know how to love me correctly. I feel like sometimes when I would vocalize things, she wouldn't hear me. It was like I always had to repeat myself, or I didn't feel like she understood what I was trying to say.
What ethnicity is your mother?
She's Puerto Rican,
Okay.
And your father?
Dominican.
Okay. Is that now? I want to say this.
Mhm.
Did that affect the household as far as parenting of how the upbringing should happen? Did they kind of go against each other? Was they on one accord? I know they argued, but as far as actually parenting you,
I can't remember.
mm,
So that's the thing. I can't remember. I feel a lot. I've always felt like I was a black sheep. However, my siblings think that my parents kind of gave me everything. So I don't remember those days. I just remember after my dad left.
Why do you
Gotcha.
feel as though you're the black sheep?
Just because of the decisions I decided to make. Like, my siblings were completely different than me. My brother went to college after he graduated school. My sister did too. I felt like the black sheep after the age of like probably 14 because of the things that I was engaging in. So I was rebelling, and I feel like nobody understood why, and I didn't understand why, but it was because I was hurting. So I felt like the black sheep growing up because I went a different route than my siblings. I did a lot of stuff that I wasn't supposed to. There was a time where I ended up going out and I got drunk and I got arrested, and then getting pregnant at 15 and then having a miscarriage. So it was a lot of things that I did that made me feel like I was a black sheep. And then I didn't even finish high school. I actually had to drop out because my mom, after she found out that I had that miscarriage, she was like, nope, like, you're going to military school. So I had to drop out. I got my GED, and yeah.
went to
That's good.
military school.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we get there, because I think that's important to touch on. So let's back up.
Okay.
So, all right, so you say you was 5 out of 6. Right?
Uh-huh.
You was the 5th child out of 6?
So I'm 5 out of 6, but it's weird because I have a 21-year difference than my little sister. So I've always was the youngest child until the age of 21. Yeah.
Okay. So did any other siblings of yours kind of step up? Did they kind of notice what was happening? Was it any, like, sometimes among siblings it's competition or some type of rivalry? They'll look and go, you was treated better than I was.
Mhm.
I know typically that's how it go.
Mhm.
Did they feel that way towards you?
I want to say I have some resentment towards my sister. I realize that now. But no, they didn't. Like, my brother's actually my father figure. So it was 3 of us in the household. It was me, my older sister, and then my brother. So I don't feel like they had resentment towards me. Not resentment, I'm sorry. I don't feel like they had anything against me. I feel like once I started choosing to step out and do all the things that I was doing, I feel like they always try to check me. And I feel like they were my enemy because of that, because they didn't understand.
Okay, so
That
now
makes
we at 14, high school.
Mhm.
Right. So all right, so during high school, you said you ain't finished.
Mhm.
What were some things that you was kind of going through, like behavior wise, where your parents know about it, and what were some things where you ain't get caught for it? Yeah.
I was
that's right.
drinking and smoking.
Okay.
I got caught. I'm not. My mom finds out everything, so I literally got a tattoo behind my mom's back, and within a week she found out about it. Like, my mom is very aware. So I don't know. Like, I always got caught because I never kind of try to hide things, and when I did, it would always just come to light. So I always got caught for everything that I did, for the most part. Like, I've never snuck out, nothing like that, besides the time that I snuck out at my friend's house and ended up getting arrested because I was so drunk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Engaging in, drinking and smoking, at this age, at this time period, were you sexually active around this point?
Mhm.
And how did you get introduced? Like, who introduced you? How did you get introduced? Was it a conversation that you had with your girlfriends about, like, sex, or did a guy, was a boy talking to you, and like, how did that happen?
No, I mean, I feel like I had people around me who were having sex who were older. So again, I
Okay.
have a 6-year difference from my sister. So
Mm.
my sister, my brother has a girlfriend. You get introduced to these things, and I also had like a pretty Ricky CD at the age of like 12. I should have
Yo,
never had that. Should have never
what
had
was your
that.
favorite song on there?
Get you right.
Okay, well, we see why you was getting right, right? Huh?
Yeah.
So, you spoke of a traumatic experience of having a miscarriage.
hmm
How did that affect you going forward?
I didn't know I was pregnant. I found out while I was having a miscarriage. I don't remember how I kind of felt. I know I was mad. Also the person who I got pregnant by, it was a lot going on with that person too. He was dealing with somebody else. So yeah. I don't know. At the time, like I was hurt, but I mean, it is what it is.
Did your mother was upset
Mhm.
and sent you to military school, but before that, did she? Well, it could have been after, but was there any point in time that she sat down with you and had a discussion about the miscarriage or sex? Like, did anything happen at that point,
Mm,
or it was just like you shouldn't be doing this?
I don't remember. I know I had an older cousin who passed away, and she was actually the one that I talked to. And then on April Fools, we told her that like I had lost my virginity prior to getting pregnant. Because my mom found my ex boyfriend in the closet. Like I did a lot of stuff.
Oh, you hit people.
I did a lot of stuff.
He was in the crib and you hit him in the closet? Oh, all right, okay.
So, did your mother ever talk to your father about these things that you were doing?
Mm-mm.
Does he know? Did he know any?
He found out that I had a miscarriage because one of my cousins told him.
And did he ever talk to you about it?
No, actually, around the time that I had the miscarriage, I had a sweet 16 coming up. My dad actually didn't even come to my sweet 16, didn't talk to me, didn't do nothing.
Do you guys have a relationship currently, or
Yeah,
okay?
we have a really good relationship now.
Did you ever bring any of these things up to him?
I did recently, but I don't know. I just feel like that it's the past already. We can't do nothing about it.
Okay.
Oh.
And also, I have to understand. I understand my dad, so there are certain things that he's gonna understand, and sometimes I just leave it where it's at because I just know how he is. So I'm like, all right, it is what it is. Can't do nothing about it. I have to heal this myself. I can't like ask him to kind of heal me, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Okay, so high school was happening. You said you got kicked out or you dropped out?
Oh, I not kicked out. Dropped out. My mom made me drop out of school to get my GED. My mom did that on like for a reason. She wanted it better for me. So she's just like, all right, we're gonna take you out of school. We're gonna send you to military school.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you going to military school, I'm guessing that comes with what? Discipline
Yeah.
and all that stuff. You had to wear your hair in a ponytail, throw the sock in the middle. Is that what you're doing?
I don't remember how our hairs were, honestly, but I feel like, yeah, I feel like yes and no. I don't feel like we had to do it all the time.
Okay.
But it was very disciplined. You had to wake up at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
They would yell at you sometimes.
Yeah.
It was a lot. It was 6 months of that too.
Okay, because I was gonna ask the duration of time.
Yeah, 6
So
months.
it was 6 months. So what did you learn from that experience?
I don't know. I mean,
Not much or nothing.
What do you do in military school?
so you wake up and you kind of do the PT, and then you go to school, which you're learning about the GED. So after that, it depends on what day it is because you do PT in the morning or PT in the afternoon, and it was more so of just like going to school doing PT and just you could get yelled at
Now, is
by
this
commandants.
combination of boys and girls, or is this all girls?
Boys and girls, but
Mhm.
the guys were on one side and the girls were on a different
So
side.
you never cohabitated.
Mm-mm,
Okay.
not really.
So y'all never
we
like
ate.
snuck to each other cabins and like,
No, but we did like write little notes and stuff.
okay. Alright, so y'all-
I see you across the yard,
Yeah.
looking cute.
Yeah. I said, yo, y'all was doing okay. All right, I got you. All right, so y'all was writing notes and all that, love letters.
Yeah.
So how many love letters you wrote?
I don't remember, but there was one guy that I was talking to in there. I remember that.
You was feeling it?
Yeah, I was.
Okay. Did y'all ever like get together or anything after
No.
that? No.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so 6 months passed.
Yeah.
Did your parents show up to your graduation?
Yeah, and they both did.
Both of them.
Mhm.
How did you feel?
I was happy.
Okay. Now, I guess that was looked at as an achievement, right,
Mm-hmm.
on your behalf, and you felt like, man, they finally come together. That's great on behalf of me.
Mhm.
Did all your siblings show up?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Now, let's fast forward. Boom.
Mhm.
So at high school pass, military school happens. When is the first age where you felt like neglected, rejected, or abandoned?
11.
11.
Mm-hmm.
When did you, and then at 16 years old, did you feel as though that kind of, like you kind of start closing the gap on that? Did you feel as though you finally get like give them like a trophy or like this reward as far as on your behalf?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Here's what I always find. You tell me if this is true.
Mhm.
So at 11 years old, abandoned, neglected, rejected, right?
Mhm.
16 years old, you graduate.
Mhm.
Did you started to develop this mentality of being an overachiever? What's up, y'all? If y'all like with this conversation that we've been having, the inner circle, man, first of all, if you want to be a guest, feel free to hit us up, man. We're going to look into your credentials, see who you are. If you fit the criteria, then feel free to sit down on this couch right here, the hot seat. And another thing, like, subscribe, and lock in with us on all social media platforms, Our Friendly Advice. And to visit our website is ourfriendlyadvice.net. You can book us there. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day.